Freedom Journal of 1827. This is the first black newspaper, black-owned newspaper, and it said that we wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. Too long has the public been deceived by misrepresentations in things which concern us dearly. I'm going to take a moment and look at that. We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. Too long has the public been deceived by misrepresentation in things which concern us dearly. What was happening in that time is we wasn't, as black people, we were free, but we wasn't being represented well. Freedom Journal, their first print in 1827, literally said, we wish to plead our own cause. And that simply means that we are going to tell our stories. Nobody else is going to tell who we are and what we do. Nobody else is going to depict who we are and what we do. Their form of what they see us as will no longer be the only thing that's written on paper. So we have to tell our own stories. We have to show others what is happening. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? So, let's do a quick housekeeping real quick. I want to make sure that you guys can see me and can hear me. All right. I just want to make sure we can be seen and we can be heard. I'm going to try to, as y'all drop in real quick, I just want to make sure that I'm being seen and I can be heard. Alright, how y'all doing tonight? Okay. Alright, cool. So I ain't gonna belong your time. Man, I really just wanted to come on here and drop some truth. As you see by the title, it says that numbers don't lie. Again, it says numbers don't lie. And one of the things I wanted to do was just break down the numbers. Of course, yesterday
was the gubernatorial election, what they call the midterm election. And that's really, really, really important because this is the race where your governor and mostly your local officials get elected. So, as we all know, that most people participate in the presidential election. Most people participate in the presidential election, but not everybody participates in the other elections. So it's almost like people only pay attention to one election, and that's when the president is running. And the records reflect that we don't participate in the other elections, and as a result, we get what we get, and then we upset about it at the end of the day. So what I want to do is, I noticed on my timeline yesterday, I keep seeing disappointed in South Carolina, or I can't believe that this person won, or I can't believe that, whatever the results were, it was what it was. And I just want to sit down and help you look at what the numbers look like for as how many people participated out of how many could have participated. Okay, so before we do that, we're going to go to talk about, of course, I got to throw this in there because the reason why you see me right now is because of the network. So, and you all see I'm wearing one of Kingdom Cultured paraphernalia. I am a king and I represent God's kingdom. And it has the K on it right here. So, yeah, man. So let's talk about, first of all, you're not going to see this everywhere. What I'm doing right now is breaking down your specific, our community. And that is important because it's our community. You're not going to find this on national news. So that's why you should support Black-owned media, henceforth this channel. And you can support I'm about to show you right now, Build KCTV. You can support that way by going to the website. There is a donate button that you can donate to this network. All right. In the meantime, take a quick listen. This is what we built. Everything, literally everything you see here. And let me show you just a little bit more. Welcome to Kingdom Cultured Studios. And you guessed it, we built this too. And I'm gonna show you why this is so important. Those who control the media control the mind of the masses. Media is our education. Media is how the world is shaped in our eyes. If the people that look like me and you don't control it, then who are controlling us? So in thinking about that, we are building what we call KingdomCultured.tv. What is Kingdom Cultured TV? Well, it's a network. Just like Fox Network, ABC Network, CBS Network, the stuff that you see on TV. We are bringing terrestrial TV to the internet. But we're doing it with integrity. We're a faith-based organization, so we are going to uphold standards that represent everyone well. We are building a platform where people that share our same ideals, share our same experiences, share everything that we would like to see in film. We're now providing a platform for that can happen. Not only going to be entertaining, but it's going to be educational as well, because it's going to bring up different points of views and different expertise in some of the subjects that we should talk about in our communities. That's what Black-owned networks have done in the past, and we're just really trying to bring that back. What we're building here, it's not your typical Christian network. Because when you think about Christian network, first thing you think about is a network that's playing sermons all day. You know, that's not what we're doing here. Ministry is happening, but what we're doing by educating.
When you don't vote, then you don't get what you need on the agenda for those municipalities.
Yeah.
Because they believe, I'm gonna call it what it is, when the community is silent, they get silent treatment.
Right.
Entertaining.
God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. That's how they insult to the country. God bless you. Big Body God did it again. You woke up on the right side of the dirt, so let's give God a praise. This is John Lakin and friends.
Movies.
As soon as I get my legs stripped back, I'm out, all right? And you and your God can have this place to yourself. You know, Coach, I'm the coach.
You know what coach I'm talking about. The one that sits high and looks low.
I had a good time too. You're a pretty funny guy.
And TV shows.
Of couples state that, you know what, it's so much going on, and by the time we get home and get the kids settled and this, we're so exhausted that we just don't even have time for each other.
Set aside some time. Put it on your calendar. At 7:00 p.m., we're having dinner in the bedroom. Or you can come out in your little sexy dress, whatever you feel. You know, fix yourself up. Do what you have to do for your spouse. Because when you got married and decided to have children, the children were not to take the place of your spouse.
So, come along. Nah, for real. We friends now. Come along, ride this train. There's nothing to lose, but everything to gain. So, look, let's build this thing together. You see what we built? This is what we building. Let's build this together. All right, I'm back. So, all right, y'all ready to dig in? All right, let's look at it. So my reference right now is coming from the South Carolina Election Commission. And I'm going to show it to you in a second. Basically just looking at the election results. All right, those who just now tuning in, that's what we're looking at, the election results. We're looking at the numbers, and I'm just basically showing you what the numbers is, for as what we saw. So again, all of this stuff is public domain, so it's public information. Anybody can see it at any time. What else what am I trying to do here? But yeah, again, we sometimes get surprised at what we see. But the numbers is the numbers, you know? It just kind of is what it is. So let's look at the numbers. And why is this important, guys? This is important because I remember how I always bring this up, and I'm going to have a clip from this to talk about it. But I remember how we talked about Obama didn't do anything for the black community. And there are some receipts that you can, see that he have specifically provided things for other communities or other agendas. First of all, we didn't have a demand for Obama. So it is what it is. The second thing is when he was elected in 2008, we had him in the executive branch, and then we have majority seat in the Senate as well. So that means any bill that he put forth is more than likely going to get passed in the Senate and the House. Now, after the 2010 election, the midterms, everything was flipped. So we lost the House. So that means the Republican owned the House, and he only had the executive branch, which is it is what it is. So, and that's because we didn't vote. So everything that he put in place was basically fought or overturned because he didn't have the support in the Senate, and that's our fault because we didn't vote in the midterm elections. Elections have consequences, and I'm gonna let him talk about it.
Donald Trump will be the next president, the 45th president of the United States. And it will be up to him to set up a team that he thinks will serve him well and reflect his policies. And those who didn't vote for him have to recognize that that's how democracy works. That's how this system operates. When I won, there were a number of people who didn't like me and didn't like what I stood for. And, I think that whenever you've got an incoming president of the other side, particularly in a bitter election like this, it takes a while for people to reconcile themselves with that new reality. Hopefully it's a reminder that elections matter and voting counts. And so, I don't know how many times we have to relearn this lesson because we ended up having 43% of the country not voting who were eligible to vote, but it makes a difference. Given that President-elect Trump is now trying to balance what he said in the campaign and the commitments he made to his supporters with working with those who disagreed with him and members of Congress and reaching out to constituencies that didn't vote for him. I think it's important for us to let him make his decisions. And I think the American people will judge over the course of the next couple of years whether they like what they see and whether these are the kinds of policies and this is the direction that they want to see the country going.
All right. Oh, let me bring me back full screen. Sorry, y'all. Got a lot going on. All right. So this was Obama specifically talking about. This wasn't even the gubernatorial election. This was a presidential election, and people was talking, smack about how could Trump have won, even though technically Hillary won the popular vote, but Trump won the electoral college, which is important. But still, 43% of the country didn't vote, and we see that all the time. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at the numbers don't lie. So let's take time and look at the numbers, shall we? All right. Let's see how many of y'all participating. Let me put some music on here. All right, let's put some music on. So, like I said, everything I'm about to show you is public information. So let's do it. Oh, I gotta put this thing on, right? This would be so much easier. Hold on, there's another way. There's another way. Here it goes. All right, let's go to 1. All right. This is the South Carolina Election Commission website. Pretty much anything that you need to know about is on this website when it comes down to the general election. When you're trying to find election results, it's going to be here. Trying to find out general information about whether you registered, whether you, who your elected officials are. All of that stuff is going to be on this website. When an election come up and you need a sample ballot, all of this information is on this website. It's a government website. Basically gives you all that information. So what I'm going to do is show you the election results of South Carolina. Boom, you just hit election results. Here, 2022. Got all the elections that happened in 22. All right, so let's go to statewide general election. Let's see what the numbers is. All right. So we see here. Let's just start with the governors. We had Henry McMaster run against Joe Cunningham. He had out of, let's just say, let's go to the bottom. Let's go to the bottom. There's something special down here we want to see. It's going to set this whole thing up. Going down, going down, going down. Going down, going down. I want to go all the way down. It's going to tell me, matter of fact, this might be it right here. Hold on. Turnout. Let's look at these numbers. Voters turnout. This is general turnout. So this right here tells me, right here in this right hand corner, right here, look here, how many registered voters we have in South Carolina. 3,379,089 registered voters, right? How many people actually participated in the process? 1,007,100. 1,713,583. So let's pull out the calculator here. Calculator says if there is 3,379,089 people who are registered, minus 1,713,583 that actually participated. We're gonna equal, so 1,665,506 of y'all did not participate in the process. Again, 1,600,065. Let me say that number again. 1,665,506 of y'all did not participate. 1,665,506 people did not carry their behind to the polls and vote. Do you think 1,665,506 people could have overturned the results of an election? Do you think if we had 100% turnout that the election results would have been slightly different? Now, what this does not, well, hold on, I think it does report on parties, on how many participated in certain parties. Now, that can be kind of skewed because you have people like me who's not dedicated to a specific party. I tend to lean to more of the Progressive Party, Democrat Party, but I don't do a straight Democratic ticket. So, for my own personal reasons. But, again, 1,665,506 people did not participate in the process. What you expect? You're going to get the results that you get. And you can't be mad about it. So that's mean 1.5 million people, over 1.5 million people, shouldn't complain. They participate. And this also break it down by counties. Allendale. Least amount of people vote. Only 1,800 people voted in Allendale. Out of 5,100. Look at that. This is the 36%. Only 36% of people voted in Allendale. And I'm pretty sure Allendale is a Democratic town. I promise you. Matter of fact, let's go back to the results. How many votes did Joe Cunningham lose by? Because every vote count, whether you believe it or not. Every vote count. I don't know why y'all not logging on. Y'all don't want to hear this. Y'all don't want to hear this. All right. What we got? So, let's look at the numbers. Out of, let's see, he lost by, let me see, Henry McMaster had 985,692. We're going to subtract that, how many votes he got, which is 620,619. That's 365,073. So we're going to table that number because that's how many votes he needed to actually win. 365,000. So let's go to turnout again. Let's go to the turnout. Let's talk these numbers. So, Allendale County, which I've been to Allendale County. Most of that is Democratic. So he lost 4,000 votes there. So that would bring that down to 360. Let's see, who else? I know Williamsburg County, where I'm from, is mostly Democrat as well. Look at this. 20,000 people. 10,000 did not participate. That's 10,000. Look at that. Where else? Who else ain't participate that well? Marlboro County. Another 10,000. Didn't participate. Who else? Marion County. 12,000. Didn't participate. Lexington County. Now, Lexington County is a red little county, so that might have helped us in anything. But 95,000 people did not participate in the process in Lexington County. Look at that. Like, wait a minute. Who had the best numbers? Let's just say that. Who had the best numbers? So we got 60%. Let me see. McCormick County has 60% of the voters. And nobody else beat that number. So McCormick County had the best turnout. And they only had 60%. McCormick County. I don't even know where that is. Where is McCormick County? Where these people? Now, it's not a big county. I've never been to McCormick County. I've been a lot of places in South Carolina. I don't think I ever heard of McCormick County. Google says it's a town. I've never heard. Oh, area code 864. So this is the upstate. Okay. All right, but they had the best turnout. Who had the worst turnout? Let's see. 36% in Allendale. I want to think Allendale had the worst turnout. Looking at the numbers. Yep, Allendale had the worst turnout. So, when you have 50%, again, the overall, when you got 50% of people not voting, you get what you get. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just get what you get. Results. So, I'm gonna go down to Richland County because if most of you who's watching is probably gonna be in that county. This is where we based out of, even though my studio physically sits in Lexington County, but I vote in Richland County. So let's look at the numbers. Again, let's look at the numbers. All right, that was the governor's race. What else were you surprised at? I heard the same thing happened in Georgia. Over 50% of the people didn't. I think it was like 60% of the people didn't participate in the process. Tim Scott, he won his race. His numbers look literally exactly the same as McMaster and Joe. Yeah. They look about the same. Had 1 million people vote for him. Yeah, 62-37. Yeah, it's about the same. All right. Look at Jim Clyburn. It's real hard to beat Jim Clyburn, I'm gonna be honest with you. But somebody did come close. I think this is the closest I've seen. This is definitely the closest I've seen of someone coming close to Clyburn. 80,000 people decided to vote against Clyburn, but that's okay. All right, looking at these other numbers. So again, this is SC Votes. This literally reports the results of the election. I'm trying to get past this part. These are the but you can see literally how many people that was on the ballot. Like how many people. Oh, congratulations to Cambrell. I know Cambrell. He's here in Richland County as well. He won his race. Congratulations. But I mean, only 14,000 people participated. I'm sure there's more people in his district. All right, let's see. Again, this is public information. scvotes.gov. You can go look all the stuff up for yourself. Every state has this. So if you want to know what's happening in other states, you know, you can go ahead and look at this. This is funny. This is Winsburg County. 223 people decided to write in the name. I don't know who name they wrote in, but that's interesting. But only 8,000 people participated in the process in Winsburg County. So, you know, it's more than 8,000 people in that county. But again, Deion Tether, I went to school with him. He's down in Charleston County, and congratulations to him. He won his race. Go Bulldog. This list is long. There's a lot of people that was on the ballot that y'all missed. Over 1,600,000 people did not participate in the process. But you can't complain. Don't complain. Please don't. Don't complain. You didn't participate in the process. All right, what else we got? The school board, Greenville. I wanted to actually see the Richland County School Board race, but here it goes. Straight party. Now again, I personally didn't do a straight ticket, but I want to make mention of something. So, you see, gubernatorial races, which is the midterms, are typically, remember I said earlier, is typically in favor of Republicans because of this information right here on the screen. Straight tickets, straight parties. You see how many Republicans did the straight ticket versus Democrat? Now, honestly, it's only is not that many parties, and Republican and Democrat Party is the two main parties. So we take that in mind, those are the only numbers that you really want to look at. But if you look at the straight ticket, it looks like more Republican participated than Democrats. Now, more Republican participated than any other party combined, including the Independent Party, and just U.S. citizens. Now, United Citizens is the people who don't do straight tickets. So I would have been under that category. So it's just kind of interesting when we don't look at the numbers. Now, let's talk about what's happening in Georgia. All right, what happened in Georgia? So let's look at that race. Matter of fact, let's take a break and then we're gonna look at that race. All right. Or should we go to it now? It's totally up to y'all. Let's do a quick break.
I don't like how we've done the voting movement. Just go vote. That is a lie. It's a lie. It is. It really is. Okay, go vote is the equivalent of you telling a woman who's lonely, just go to the club and get you a man. I mean, that's a lie. No, you have to research, you have to get to know, this is hiring. You're hiring a person. These people are in these positions, getting those salaries, being the person that you have to interact with their office for 6 years, 4 years, 2 years. Ain't nobody elected for 30 days. You're gonna have to deal with these people. You know what I mean? And so voting is when you know what you want, you find out who's offering it, you let them know, sir, I want you to know that I remember you making this promise. And I'm gonna back you because I believe that's necessary for this community. And then when they're elected and they don't do it, you say, sir, I need you to know that me and my church will never vote for you again. You know what I mean? Me and my neighborhood will never vote for you again, sir. Ever. I mean, that's where we stand right now. Unless you have some kind of Hail Mary to get to fixing our community or making good on the promise that you made us that caused us to vote for you right now. We're never voting for you again, sir. So you should. So I hope your arrears are in order in the private sector. Because what you did to us, we will let other people know what you've done to us. The promises that you broke to us, we will make sure that you do not continue to hold this position.
All right. Dave said it. This just go vote thing. It's not wise. And then some of y'all just ain't participating in the process anyway, so I guess it don't matter. Alright. Oh, I gotta get this off the screen. Got two of me's on the screen. Alright, so I am going to pull up Georgia's election results. Because we had that crazy situation where between Senator Warnock and what's my man name? Herschel Walker. Sorry about the mic out. Alright. Guess I can pull this on the screen, huh? Uh-oh. Give me a second. Alright, here we go. So, this is Georgia's information. Now, I ain't 100% familiar with their website. I'm familiar with South Carolina's website. But again, it's public domain information and you can look it up yourself. Now, let me see. Let's see if we can break this down. This is CNN. This is Yahoo News. I want something a little more concrete. Let's see what this brings up. I think this is crazy, and I want to break this down. Matter of fact, let's cut the music off. All right, I want to break this down. So, we have the race, the Senate race. Why is the Senate race is so important? Because again, I talked about when Obama was in office. Let's bring me full screen here. All right. So when Obama was in office, we talked about the second half of his first term. He talked about, losing the House or losing the Senate, where anytime where he would pass a bill, you get fought by the Senate. It couldn't go all the way through because he didn't have enough support to actually pass those bills, which makes it very hard to govern or just, help the American people, because the Republican Party, or at that time the Tea Party, if you will, they decided that anything that Obama tried to do, they're going to block it. Let's be real, it happens. This is politics. And when we don't participate in the voting process, these things happen. And of course, we are not here day to day to know exactly what bill is being passed, who is filibustering this. A lot of us don't even watch the news. So we don't even know. We just know one day gas prices is high, or the other day that my taxes is going up, or we realize that food is high, or you realize that the market is crashing, or you realize that I just don't like what I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? And not really tying everything down to, okay, do I know who my elected officials are? But anyway, going back to why the Senate race this year is so important is because of the fight of what needs to get passed on a federal level. So right now, well, not of today, but as of yesterday, we had 50-50 in the Senate. And the tiebreaker is always the vice president. So, which is, again, a Democrat. So when you think about if there is something that needs to be passed, President Biden put it in forth and said, hey, we need to do X, Y, Z. It goes to the House, it goes to the Senate. The Senate is like, okay, if they are split halfway, 50% of the Democrats said yes, and then 50% of Republicans said no, it sits in the hands of the vice president. The vice president is going to automatically agree with the president. So that means it's more than likely that this bill is going to get passed. Now, so to avoid what happened in 2010 and beyond, we wanted to try to keep it that way. We couldn't afford to lose any seats. I don't exactly know what's happening right now. I haven't looked that deep into it, but this race was particularly important because of that reason. We wanted to make sure that we keep our 50% status, our majority status in the Senate. Now, some of y'all seen some of this fiasco that's been happening with Herschel Walker. Now, Herschel Walker is, in my opinion, not fit to even run for no kind of office. He is a former football star, and he has absolutely no governing experience when it comes down to political policies or anything. But he had full support. I mean, over full support by the Republican Party. Now, of course, you might be like, now, if we want to take this thing serious, why would we have a nutcase like Herschel Walker get 48% of the votes in Georgia? Let's look at the bigger picture. Again, like I said, you want to have control of the House so that you can either progress or block anything that the president put forth. Republican Party is not in the executive branch seat. So that means they all want to block. So they need a yes man. That's what Herschel Walker tend to be. Now, again, it ain't like we haven't seen this before. We seen it with our last president, Donald Trump. No political experience. He's a popular guy who just says what he wants to say. And now the difference is Herschel Walker is being controlled by the Republican Party. Donald Trump was controlled by himself. So why am I saying this? Why am I bringing this up? We look at the theatrics of what's happening, and it's just a scheme to make us laugh. We're entertained. Don't get me wrong, it's very entertaining to see this craziness, but when you look at the seriousness of the matter, you have to look at the bigger picture. Why? It's all about control. It's all about control. Now, again, if you don't understand that it's all about control, you will make some crazy comments like, man, I don't trust the political process, or I don't participate because I don't believe it's real. I don't trust politicians. Now, all of that have some validity to that. It's your point of view. But when you look at the big picture, politics is playing the game. And it's all about control. Who controls what's happening? Who controls this? Who controls that? And who is going to benefit from this control? If you look at it as something as simple as that, then play the game. Because you're in it, you're going to be pulled one way or the other. So, again, I just wanted to take time for us to look at the numbers. Understand why things are happening the way they are. Understand how it affects you personally. How does it affect your children? How is it going to affect us, not just today, but 5, 10, 20 years down the line? Senate seats are 6 years. Imagine Herschel Walker winning this and him being in the seat for 6 years. It's crazy, all right? Crazy to think about. But it just is what it is. We look at the race against Kemp and Abrams. Now, gubernatorial race is just as important as any other races because, again, the governors make the decision for your state. If you listen to one of the commercials that McMaster had on about his reign as governor, he said something, well, one of the people talked about just how governor, when, you know, we wanted to shut down for the pandemic and Governor McMaster said, no, we're not shutting down. Remember that, again, everything that happens in your state has to be governed by the governor. So he's, to your state, he's just as important, if not more important, on certain issues that's close to you than the actual president. Listen to what I'm saying. The state governor is maybe more important to you than the president of the United States. Because he has the power to allow certain federal rulings to happen in the state or not. Prime example. The overturn of Roe versus Wade. That was a federal overturning. Each state has their have to okay it whether it's going to be implemented in the state or not. So who makes that decision? It's your governor. Those of us that's Democrat, you can have a Democratic president all you want, but if you got a Republican governor, certain things just not going to happen. Expansion of Medicaid is one of them. We have so many hospitals who have disappeared and dissipated in this state because of our governor don't believe in expansion of Medicaid, which would have saved so many hospitals, which definitely would have saved a lot of lives. People who trying to get to the nearest hospital after a tragedy and have to drive an hour longer, which caused that travesty to get the best of that human life. And that is decided by your governor. But, you know, if 1.6 million of y'all don't participate in the process, it is what it is. Can't complain about the results. So I really want you to see what is happening. Look at the numbers. Understand the game. You're part of it. You're part of the game. School board races, which is closest to you. You got to participate in the process. You wonder what's happening in your schools, but you don't participate in those elections. Now, voting is one thing. Holding your elected official accountable is another. Now, what happens now? Of course, we're not going to have an election tomorrow, so you need to know who these people are. Again, all this information is on SC Votes. Let's go back to it. All right, pull that up. See if I can do this. My stuff don't lock on me. Bring my music back on. All right. Pull my information back in. Boom. Bow. All right. Election resources. Precincts and polling places. This is where you can find out where you're supposed to vote. Let's go to county. I'm in Richland County. Where is Richland? There we go. View results. This is all your places where you can you will register as a registered voter. This is all the polling places. Let's go back to SC Votes. Elections and statistics. Oh, this participation joint again. It actually keep information all the way back. Again, historical absentee voting, historic participating results going all the way back to 1998. So when I hear this a lot too. They say something like, this is the greatest turnout we ever had. And you thinking there's been people are turning out in record numbers. Think about it. People are turning out in record numbers. This is a record. So if 500 people voted last year, right? And 502 people voted this year, record numbers. It's record numbers. Because 2 more people participated than they did last year. But it doesn't make a big difference. Because again, we got 1.6 million people that didn't participate. 1.6 million. All right. What do I want to end with? I want to end with you being able to find out who your elected officials are. All right. So I forgot how to do that. Who is my elected officials? Let's see what comes up, because I'm sure it's a website for that, a governmental website. Electedofficials.gov. Look at that. Let's try that. How to contact your elected officials. Got federal elected officials here, state elected officials, local. All right. So let's see. I'm just gonna click on one of these. This is for your senators. My state is South Carolina. And these are my senators. Lindsey Graham, Tim Scott. This is their office buildings. All right, again, government information. All right, that's a little history on how we got what we got. All right, former senators. This right here actually tells you information about who was in the seat. All right, not gonna go through that. All right, I think you can do the representative the same way. Find your senators up here. Okay, let's go back. Oh, wow. Look. Got committees, legislation, and records. So, again, you can go and see everything that been on the floor. Look at that, floor webcast. Pull that up. Let's say 3 o'clock session on Thursday, November the 10th. So, tomorrow, they got a session. And you be able to watch this session. Oh, free information. Look at that. Okay, you can see what's happening in real time. Now, I know we ain't gonna go and do this, but we actually, that's why we have to trust our elected officials, because it's their job to do this. But we gotta hold them accountable. And if you don't know who these people are, it's not gonna help you. All right, let's come back out of it. Who are my elected officials? There's another way to do this too. Let's do that by zip code. Let's put in mind 29209, which is Richland County, Lower Richland, by the way. Right now, I say I'm in Illinois, which is not right. Okay, Richland County. Voter registration and elections in Richland County. Okay, I don't need the elections. It does have the election results. Oh, I'm sure the official election results ain't up yet. Yeah, this old stuff. I'm gonna need to kind of update their website. Voters and districts. Online service. This is the map. This is dope, right? Enter address or parcel. 29209. Say low confidence results. Check spelling. I don't want to put my real address on here, but let's just put an address there. So let's just say, let's see what may be close. Let's just say 119 Diamond Lane, which is where my church is. So look at this. Got the GIS map, everything. I mean everything. Who owns it? Everything. Voting precinct, voting location, county council district 5. Look at this. Look at all this information right here. Voting precinct, voting location, county council district 5. Who their representative is Allison Torricio. Senate District 26, who is just Nikki Setzler. House District 72, Seth Rose. Magistrate is Columbia. Magistrate Judge is Stephanie Best. Congressional District, which is James Clyburn. And Sheriff Region 4, which is Sheriff Lott. Information is right here. Who your councilman? Look, your county council. Your magistrate judge, your South Carolina House Representative, your district, the Senate, your Senate rep, your county council rep, where your voting location and your precinct. All of that is there. All you gotta do is throw in your address, and it's all right there. My God. So we have no excuse, man. Just bring me full screen again. We have no excuse. All right? That's the numbers. Numbers don't lie. Again, 1.6 million people did not participate in this process. So it just is what it is. But what you can do today, again, go to this one is Richland County maps, but you can actually, no matter where you are, you can find out who your elected officials are by simply Googling that joint, and everything will come up. Trust me. So that's all I got. I just wanted to spend time talking numbers with you so that you can kind of see what is going on, and you can kind of understand what is happening in the election range better. All right, cool. That's pretty much all I got, man. I appreciate you guys for watching. Let's go out. Let me see what we could talk about on the way out.
Here in Charlotte, North Carolina, a young African American tried to get a shoe shine at the Greyhound bus station. He was arrested and taken to jail. On that same day, We traveled to Rock Hill, South Carolina, about 25 miles from here. When my seatmate Albert Bigelow and I tried to enter a white waiting room, we were met by an angry mob that beat us and left us lying in a pool of blood. Some police officers came up and asked us whether we wanted to press charges. We said no. We come in peace, love, and nonviolence. We said our struggle was not against individuals, but against unjust laws and customs. Our goal was the true freedom for every American. Since then, America has made a lot of progress. We are a different society than we were in 1961. And in 2008, we showed the world the true promise of America when we elected President Barack Obama. A few years ago, a man from Rock Hill, inspired by President Obama's election, decided to come forward. He came to my office in Washington and said, "I am one of the people who beat you. I want to apologize. Will you forgive me?" I said, "I accept your apology." He started crying. He gave me a hug. I hugged him back, and we both started crying. This man and I don't want to go back. We don't want to go back. Brothers and sisters, do you want to go back? Or do you want to keep America moving forward? My dear friends, your vote is precious, almost sacred. It is the most powerful non-violent tool we have to create a more perfect union.